Today's Hitman challenge begins on Whittleton Creek, a cozy American suburb. There is one particularly strange inhabitant within this suburb known as Helen West. He is known for making delicious blueberry muffins. But do not be fooled. Behind her devious smile, she holds a dark secret. She partakes in a little bit of chemistry. You might think this is to make her muffins taste better, but alas, she's making concoctions of various poisons to slowly kill every neighbor who tastes her muffins. Once her victims fall from an overdose, she takes their brains and uses them to make more muffins, watching as those around her eat their very neighbors. Now, today, I'm going to be getting revenge on Helen West by sacrificing her and every single one of her neighbors to the muffin gods. I start out as a superfan, looking for ways to infiltrate the muffin business. This time, I'll decide to take an easy target. First man selling muffins.
I have to tell you, these are the best muffins I ever had. I'm supposed to meet a client for a house showing today, but
I walk up and I turn on the radio, so he investigates the distraction. While doing this, I get ready to throw a newspaper, so I could distract the two people that are going to be eating his muffins. And with that, I have successfully gotten my muffin disguise. The reason I need this disguise is because I need to appease the muffin god. Without this disguise, he will not notice me. Upon taking this disguise, I have to pick up as many muffins as possible. These will be important in the challenge later. After I take out the muffin guy, I come to the muffin lady's house, where she has some secret guards. I take them out one by one, disposing of them, trying not to get caught. For some reason, I think that that is a suitable hiding spot for a body, which it is not. And just like that, I've come across my first hurdle. The muffin lady that stands outside of the house. She has very keen eyes and she catches me multiple times. Regardless, I continue with the same route that I decided. I take out the guard within the house, and I skedaddle across the living room and the kitchen into the garage. Then I turn on the vacuum, which draws Helen West, our main target, into the garage. Upon turning off the vacuum, I hit her in the back of the head with a muffin. One goal of this challenge is to use only the muffins on every single person related to the muffin god. After taking out both targets within the home, I drag them both to the garage and drop them into the freezer. This way, their bodies won't be seen. Afterwards, I decide to stock up on muffins. You can never have too many blueberry muffins. I go into the bathroom and I proceed to drag the guard that I knocked out earlier into the basement. While dragging the guard down to the basement, I notice that there is a mailman at the door. Upon further investigation, I notice that there is an incinerator in the basement. This might come in handy. From here, I devise a new plan. Knowing that there's an incinerator in the basement, I decide maybe it would be a good idea to sacrifice everybody in the incinerator. That would be a great way to go, and the muffin god might like me more. Well, with that sorted out, it's time to take care of the mailman. I'm not entirely sure how to approach this, but if I can drag him into the house, I'm sure I can manage. So, with that in mind, I decided to throw a soda can that I had on hand And he walks right in. I close the door behind him, and I begin to choke him out. And with that, the mailman has been successfully subdued. It's time for him to join the other guy in the basement. I come back up the stairs, and I notice that there is another person at the door. This is the mayor, or governor? I'm not exactly sure who he is of the town, but he is always followed by a guard. Now, this guard is going to give me a lot of trouble. I figure if I drag him inside, maybe the guard won't notice, and will stay outside. I proceed to choke him out, and I look at the mini-map, noticing the guard is coming to me. Panicked, I'm not sure what to do, so I look out the window. I figure maybe I could throw the brick out the window, but that was a silly idea. I then attempt to drag the body so the guard doesn't find it. Well, so much for that plan. You shut up! And with that, we restart. I go into the basement before I restart, and I set up a little offering for the Muffin God to appease his tastes. It's wise to put muffins down before you start incinerating bodies, so he knows that you're sacrificing them in his honor. I attempt to make the muffins look pretty, but you can put them in any old order that you would like. I go back upstairs, and I grab the bodies of the two that were unconscious. I drag them downstairs, put them in the incinerator, and I incinerate them, looking at the muffins as the body burns. Then, I finally restart. Back to the beginning. Once again, I have to get my disguise. Otherwise, all of this would be for naught. I take out the guard once again, without being seen, and I throw him in the shed. After skedaddling once more into the garage, I once again take out Helen West.
Please don't. Hey.
After taking out Helen West, I proceed to have many failures. And by many failures, I mean many, many failures. I tried a lot of different approaches, attempting to slowly get everyone within the vicinity, but I just kept getting noticed. No matter what I did, I could not knock out everyone within the home without being spotted. So I tried, and tried, and tried again.
Whoa! For the love of God!
Hey.
Hey, you!
Hey! What the hell is going on? You can't just do that! Will someone help me? I'm freaking out! Okay, we need...
Face.
I need help!
After failing over and over and over and over and over again, I decide it's time to change up the original challenge. Instead of attempting to take out all of Whittleton Creek without being spotted, why don't I just knock everyone out regardless? I am going to be sacrificing them to the Muffin God after all. What does it matter if they've seen me or not? As long as I can survive throughout the entire mission without dying, I should, theoretically, be able to drag every single unconscious body down to the basement of the Muffin House and sacrifice them to the Muffin God.
Oh?
This attempt was one of my only successful attempts. I ended up getting the furthest possible. The main targets that were giving me trouble was the Muffin Lady right outside across the fence, guarding the van, and the president of the HOA, or, once again, whoever he is, I'm not entirely sure. I always have to wait for this guy to pee just because it's funnier. And once again, I make my way across the kitchen into the garage, and I turn on the vacuum.
Just fine, Janus, darling. It's Saturday.
This plan so far has been very solid, so why not keep doing it? As before, she turns off the vacuum, and I hit her in the back of the head with a muffin. I'm not sure exactly what's in these muffins, or why they're able to knock somebody out, but hey, I don't have the brains to know. That was a bad joke, I know. This time, instead of putting both bodies into the freezer, I keep them out, because my plan has changed. I am no longer attempting to knock everybody out without being spotted. I'm going to incinerate every single person's body in the basement. And if I have them in the freezer, I simply cannot do that. Once again, I lure the mailman inside of the home, I subdue him, and I drag him downstairs.
Sinister looking basement. What could she be doing down here?
After dragging the mailman into the basement, I go back inside the bathroom for the guard. I check my surroundings to see if the president of the HOA is anywhere near. If he is, that means I have to hurry with my plans. However, I did not see him, so I believe I have ample amounts of time. I see a vacuum there, but the muffin is more important to me. I decide to turn on the singing fish. Maybe it's close enough to the front entrance that he will hear it and decide, I'm going to go investigate. And just as I thought, he does come in and he does investigate. He hears the singing fish from outside, somehow, his amazing hearing. Comes inside to turn it off, and I hit him in the back of the head with a shovel. Now, after this point, I used my one and only save that is allotted on the master difficulty. After I finished with the targets inside the home, the one target that I had to deal with that was going to be most challenging was the Muffin Lady.
That's just freaking annoying.
The Muffin Lady, for some reason, just has the biggest cone of vision in the game. It genuinely does not make sense to me. I get caught many times by her.
I do not like the look of.
I then become smart enough to decide, if she keeps seeing me, why don't I run and jump over the fence? This way, I can get behind her and knock her out with a muffin.
Wow.
This was fairly successful. This took multiple tries, as sometimes I would still get caught, but this time I was just lucky. I decided to open the basement door, as this would be the easiest way to drag certain bodies down there. Then, it's on to my next step. I decide, where should I tackle next? There's not very many people left at the Muffin House, after all. I've pretty much taken them all out. So I check my surroundings, and I figure, why not go into the little area with only 3 guards? There's a house right next to me, and it has a lot of cameras and guards, and I figure that is not going to be very easy to get into without being spotted. So I hide around some bushes, I wait, I check my surroundings, and I decide this guy is an easy target. He's very far away from the other two who seem to be looking at some sort of blueprints.
Yeah, Command, there's some kind of ruckus down here. I'm having a look around.
Interesting.
I walk up behind him and I subdue him, then I quickly drag him into the bushes. Now, for some reason, this was the only time I could get this to work. I tried this a few other times and I kept getting spotted somehow. I'm not sure if I was maybe just one footstep in a different direction and that caused them to see me, or how exactly that worked, but I kept getting spotted.
Hey, did you drop off the surveillance tapes on Janus at the house? Cassidy was asking for
Now
murder.
for the other two
Yeah, I
guards
added them
within
to the
this little
file.
area,
What a stupid system.
I have to somehow
Call the
lure
surveillance
one of them and take them both out in quick
Gatis, bring the
succession.
tapes over to HQ and review them
Luckily,
there.
I have some
The recorder
newspapers
is
from the
perfectly
mailman.
What?
If I throw the newspaper just behind
Yeah,
them,
me here.
one of them will
Just
go
checking
check it out,
strange sound. Over.
while the other one stays where he is. I take this opportunity to strike.
Come the fuck on.
I throw my shovel at one of them.
Really?
I fumble, accidentally grab a gun, grab the shovel,
Whoa.
accidentally throw
Oh,
it over
shit.
his head, and, well, I got spotted. So, that's another restart for the bags. Now, I know I did say that it wouldn't matter if I got spotted. However, I prefer not to be
Man,
spotted
we hear some
so
weird
early.
noises.
I kept trying to stay true to my original plan,
I'll have a look around.
but it just kept seeming more and more impossible.
Hey,
And this was one of the times that I got spotted for simply no reason. He just had eagle vision. And the Muffin Lady once again saw me. Well, with that out of the way, I continue in the guard's backyard. This is what I'm going to call it from now on. You may not know it, but the shovel is a Muffin Man's best friend. You may think it might be muffins. You would be wrong. Unfortunately, if I could, I would use only muffins in this challenge, but if I throw muffins, they don't do what I want them to. And right there I get spotted by a camera. I did not know that the camera's vision was that far, so it's just unfortunate, really. After that, I get a little heated, in a sense. This challenge took me quite a while to attempt. I believe I was playing the entire day. I had about 5, maybe 6 hours of footage, and most of it was me just stuck on the Muffin house. And then slowly but surely I was able to do
Come
that
on.
successfully.
is anyone
So
there?
I decided to move on to other areas. Now this is around the time that I decided it doesn't really matter if I get spotted, because I'm going to be sacrificing everybody in the end anyway. So I decide, maybe, just maybe, I should just knock out my targets regardless of being seen. Because what are they gonna do? If I knock them out before they tell anyone, I'll be alright. Little transition here as we go into the little construction zone, Whittleton Creek. This area was honestly not too bad. The only annoying part about this area is the jogger that runs around the entire map. She will continuously take laps, and she can just see through bushes apparently. There were multiple times where I would hide these bodies very successfully and she would still see them. The Muffin God does not care for lemonade after all. However, I wouldn't mind a glass. Sounds quite refreshing. As you can see, from here on out, I just start going on a rampage, just subduing everyone in my sights that isn't near anyone. And as you saw from the little camera up there, that was the jogger finding the bodies that I hid inside of the
full of bile.
bushes. Here I get a little crazy, and I try to two-shovel tango with guards with guns. This was not the greatest idea, but I have to knock them out somehow. I tried keeping the guards, I tried keeping everyone in this challenge alive as much as possible. I didn't want to use weapons, I didn't want to use guns, because if I killed the targets, I wouldn't be able to sacrifice living humans to the Muffin God. So I just decided I'm just gonna run around with my shovels. They're probably the best thing I can have.
Hey, buddy, you're way past what you're allowed. Stop right there. I need you to get your shit. You will die today.
And as you can see, I step up, I toss the shovel behind them, and I get shot. After hours and hours, being spotted by a camera is a very, very annoying thing. So, to take out my anger, I knock out this guard, and I grab my shovel, throw it at this guard. I accidentally grab his weapon, and I just say, you know what, screw it. I'll take my anger out on some people real quick.
Right there! Now! You go!
But ultimately, I do have to restart as I have killed too many targets. Another approach that I tried is using a tranquilizer gun. I brought it in the very beginning because I figured it would be helpful. However, even upon using my tranquilizer gun, I still get noticed. This time, I get noticed by a couple that are on a picnic.
Oh my god. We need some help here! Hey, you need to do something. There's a bad
I already knew I
situation.
lost in this situation, but I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna karate chop and beat the crap out of everyone anyway.
Hey, man.
Which results in me dying.
Face.
You would not believe how many times I got stuck on the Muffin house. After being spotted multiple times in that area, I decide it's time to go to another corner of the map. This corner of the map seemed fairly easy. There were honestly not a lot of people here, except for a few construction workers. Taking these guys out was not that difficult. They like to branch off quite far from each other, and there's a lot of bushes around the area, so you can easily just hide, as well as hide the bodies. It's not difficult at all. Then if you jump the fence over here, there's usually a guy that I didn't see at first, but I realized that he was right in front of me. I decide to sit and stalk my prey a little bit before I go in for the strike. After some time, I decide he's not going to look away, so it should be fine if I attack him, right?
Cassidy
Then
and his unlawful
it's back onto the
surveillance around
construction site.
town.
There were a few more
So
workers in
Janus
the
takes
actual
a helicopter
site
trip once per year.
I had to take care of.
I think we're onto something here, 47. 47? I think it...
Once all of the construction workers were taken care of, I dragged their bodies into the bushes, just so they weren't seen by any passerbys. Now again, getting all of these guys down in one go was extremely hard, and a lot of this is from multiple different takes, as it was just simply the cleanest. Then one more construction worker, fumigation unit person, man, decides that, well, I'm gonna go back here. Well, that was bad for you. It's finally time to take revenge on the jogger. She just runs by and these people just don't see me subdue her for some reason, so I just throw her in the bushes.
Oh, hi.
Well, when I go upstairs at the party house, there is another Muffin Man up there, which I was not aware of, but I quickly take him out as well. Then from here, it's kind of just sporadic takedowns whenever I have the chance to do so. This was about 4, maybe 5 hours into playing, and I quite honestly was starting to lose it.
God.
The original goal of the challenge was to knock every single person out as a Muffin Man without being spotted a single time. However, upon playing this map for a few hours on the master difficulty, I started to realize how challenging it was. Now, normally, you'd probably think that in the beginning, based off of how big the map is and how many people are in the map, but I've never really played this map to that extent. I've probably played it once or twice. I did notice, however, that this guard just sleeps at the bench, and it was an easy takedown. And just in case I decide to drag these guys into the bushes, I don't need further trouble. And once again, I go on a rampage. I just start knocking everybody out with a wrench I picked up, and, well, it worked out pretty well.
I need help! Oh, that's good.
This Lemonade Man is... he doesn't deserve this.
Sake.
Don't do it!
But knockout after knockout after knockout.
Ah, crap. Time to finish this guy off. Hey, what the
Target is fist fighting! Watch your fire! Target took one!
Unfortunately, I met my end once again.
Fish alongside, go!
Not entirely sure why, but whacking people with a shovel is
Doing
very satisfying.
Hey! Here we...
Hold it!
Getting gear.
And after many,
That is totally
many,
insane.
many
You
hours
need
of
to take an
whacking
anger
people in the
management
face
course.
with shovels, I finally managed to do it. Now, dragging all of these bodies here took me quite literally all day. I forgot a few bodies, and I double, triple, quadruple checked. I just kept finding more and more and more bodies that I had to drag. Some of them were very far away. So, for the convenience, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. I set down a little muffin ritual again on the carpet, you know, to appease the muffin god. And, finally, a look at the magnificent pile of bodies. This is every single person that is on Whittleton Creek, all piled into the Muffin Lady's basement. And with that, it is time. The sacrifices commence. When looking at this pile, I felt very proud of myself, but I also understood that this was going to take a metric butt ton of time. I also found out you can place muffins on the handle of the incinerator, which I thought was pretty cool, and, you know, I am sacrificing to the muffin god after all, so I should probably, you know, muffins wherever I can. You know, the fire of the Muffin God looks really good on Agent 47's skin. Makes him glow. And just like that, we are down to the last two remaining sacrifices. For you, that might have only been a few minutes. However, upon doing this challenge, I believe I was here for almost an hour, dragging bodies into the incinerator. It was pretty ridiculous. And with that, that is the last sacrifice to the Muffin God. I decide to hold the muffin in my hand just to feel closer to the Muffin God. Not only have I cleansed Whittleton Creek entirely, but I did it for the Muffin God. And with that, with every target gone, with Whittleton Creek now being a ghost town, I decide it is finally time to escape. And with that, I would like to say the challenge has been successfully completed.